22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from Ford Field.
Herbert to throw right away.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. This is intercepted.
Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
Ready, set.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep.
And they'll get him down right about the 20.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Here's the first carry for Khalil Herbert.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Deebo Samuel with his 16th touchdown of the year.
And the Lions take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, partner, not exactly the way they drew up the start of this one, but a chance to redeem themselves and hit the reset button here on their second possession.
And I do like that word that you just used, reset, right? In a lot of ways, it's just shaking off what happened.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Here we go.
On first down, Lance.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls, or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
Roster, 6.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Lance.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. And the tight end goes in motion left. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
In motion, the tight end. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Ready.
Lance going to sneak it, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Trey Lance
Scoring on the sneak from a yard out.
And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building anymore.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception.
It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it.
And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched the playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football, because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well, this defense for the Packers, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
On 2nd and 9, Lance. This is caught. Touchdown! A great play there. 31 yards.
And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important.
He's got him in, complete.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Back to throw here, Herbert.
That's caught. Waddle on the left side.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch.
And it's a Packers touchdown.
Jalen Waddle.
An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Packers are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, since we don't have a rooting interest in this one, neither one of us wanted to see this one get out of hand too early. Here we are in the first quarter. That was an important response for them to score already down 21.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And now off to the races down the right side. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Lions.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
Well, let's be honest. A lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Lions. Touchdown.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
On 2nd and 9, Herbert. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Well, you and I, partner, we got the point assignment this week, an unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be...
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Logan Wilson
has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Now they go for it on 4th down, but that pass is knocked away and incomplete.
Throwing on first down is Lance.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Deebo Samuel. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Lions continue to pull away here in this first half.
Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up, and they gave the touchdown that was just given up.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked by Logan Wilson.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Lions touchdown.
I cannot imagine a more perfect half of football for one side, CD, and a more disastrous half of football for another side. But if you focus on the positive half, with this pick 6, you look at where that lead is at, and to think that we are only in the second quarter. My goodness.
I love the expression, my goodness indeed. Pretty obvious. It's a free fall out there. Everybody gets a chance to make a play. And if you're on the field, you got a great chance of being the next guy that your teammates are celebrating.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt, Charles, with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want.
And that's caught inside the 30. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone.
And they'll run again.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great effort there.
Hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers are able to claw one back. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they get a bit of a respite here from what's been an otherwise dreadful first half of football. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. But ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for
Touchdown, Detroit! Deebo Samuel on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. They'll start on the ground here on first down.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Dancing to his left. And now here's another interception. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1. On second down, a run with Herbert.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
And Lance now to throw.
And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Deebo Samuel on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions extend their lead yet again. Point after, right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Jamin Davis.
Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
That was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. After the sack on first down, Herbert. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Quality coverage that time to slow down what's been the main source of offense against them thus far. Got to find a way to slow down that ball in the air.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
An anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Now Herbert to start the drive.
And he powers his way up past the 30. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Play action. Now it's Lance.
And this is caught by Watkins. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance. Looking for the crossing receiver, and he's got him. It's Samuel. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. Down inside the 10.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Khalil Herbert.
A 21-yard touchdown run.
And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
From just inside the 20, a short kick.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 33 yards that time.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
3rd and long, it's Herbert. Flushed out right. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Here we go on 4th. Herbert flushed to his right. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So we'll get the penalty all sorted out when we get back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go, set.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
That's good for the Lions.
They'll send the tight end in motion.
Lance now on 1st down.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think it's pretty evident that any blowout isn't going to be big enough for them. They're already up 7 full touchdowns, and it's still not stopping them from throwing it deep downfield, taking their shots, trying to add more points.
In motion comes the tight end left. they'll take this one up close to about the 45.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing his Lance on third down. Completes it to Samuel. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 40. Here's Lance. This will be caught at Samuel. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Lance now on first down. This is caught. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great play there with his third touchdown and 18th on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And certainly starting to appear that they might finally be about to suffer that first loss of the season. What a heck of a run through 3 months, though, but they trail big here.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 53 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time.
Eluding the pressure right.
And he is going to have a Packers first down. And they convert in style right there. A big play on 4th and long.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camp, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Lions, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Chicago Bears next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, This was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.